Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. It's the NNN show, and we are reaching the end of the year. It has been um, a really interesting year, I suppose, in terms of what's happened in 2019, and now we move on to 2020, 2020, the new decade. And I don't think I expected to still be doing Nintendo Ninja News after, nearly 5 years. But that's what's happened, and we're still going on. Now, I looked at the last video I did this time last year, talking about some of the things that I was going to do when I just moved in here. And it was interesting because I was talking about another new website. And obviously that didn't work out. And then later on in the year, tried doing yet another form board. And we're never doing that again. We're not doing websites or form boards or anything like that. And this year was interesting because I wasn't too sure what I was doing. And, quitting the childcare course, study course and not knowing what I was doing. And I think in February, I pretty much said it's going to be like a rebuilding year, getting things for the household and sorting out the YouTube channel and things like that. And I think a lot of this year was just keeping up appearances on the YouTube channel and putting things together and stuff like that. And I'm not too sure there are many big highlights. I think one of the big highlights was reaching 1,000 subscribers, which was amazing. And doing GammaCon, doing something like that again for the fourth year. And just your usual Nintendo stuff, NNN shows, things like that. But I think um, most of this year was about rebuilding. And a couple of funny things. One of our goals was to get 300 subs. And oddly enough, we actually got that instead of the usual 250. And that's due to the NN stream show. So late in the year, September, October, we finally started to do streaming. And we decided to go to Facebook Gaming because we tried out Twitch and Mixer, and they're not particularly great for new content creators or smaller streamers like myself, or whatever name you want to use. And we decided to do Facebook Gaming, but Facebook Gaming, I didn't think there was much of an end goal for it. Um, we did get like 270 followers in the first, 5, 6 months, which was great. But for me, I didn't feel like that there was much going for it. And the YouTube channel was starting to tank, Nintendo Ninja News wasn't doing very well in looking at the stats here in the stat book. Especially October when things went down. And that was pretty disappointing in terms of dealing with that sort of stuff. So we decided to move the stream show to YouTube and sort of rebrand it from Nintendo Ninja Gaming to Nintendo Ninja Stream Show. And it's been a really big hit. It's been really great to be able to play games finally on the YouTube channel, which is something we've been trying to do for years. Our old place, our old unit, wasn't able to really do it. And it took me pretty much a whole year to get to that stage here at the new place because, this October last year I was like, yes, let's do streaming and things like that. And then, had mental health issues and then the study course went down and, it was very hot living here during the summertime and just problems were cropping up everywhere. And we decided to sort of take a back seat and just sort of rebuild from not scratch, but rebuild from having a really nice place here and setting up the room and all that sort of stuff. And I think the payoff really started last month with the stream show. Doing all those cool, innovative things, playing Mario Kart and Smash Brothers, Splatoon 2, Fortnite, um, some of the indie games, retro games like Donkey Kong Country and the Atari 2600 special. We've also have the voice guest room with our moderator team that we have with, Jordan and Bree and Dale, who I will thank, who have been very, very good for the stream show. I think it really adds a different dimension to the show. And they've been really, really cool, and they've been very supportive. And a lot of people have. I think, looking at some numbers, I think over 100 different people have come in to support the show, which is fantastic. And you look at some of the stats here from October, we've gone from 5,000 views to something like, I would say, let's just say 12, 13,000 views for this month, I would say. Possibly 11, 12,000 views, which is a big jump. And the watch time has been extraordinary. December sitting on 33,000, we might hit 40,000 by the end of this month and the end of this year, which is by far the most that we've ever gotten. So I think the stream show has been very successful. I think probably because we've laid down the groundwork for so many years doing pre-recorded stuff, and moving into streaming on the same channel sort of makes sense. I know that people go, oh, you should diversify and go off to Twitch and Mixer and things like that. And we could do that, but with the loyalty sort of factor that we've got now. But I think that would be it would hurt the YouTube channel, and it would tank it hard, and all that sort of stuff. So I think overall, um, the stream show has probably been the one big highlight for this year, and making 1,000 subs and reaching some of the goals. And I was right in terms of the views for this year. We'll probably hit around 110,000 views. So it did go down from last year. I think last year was a bit of a crazy year for some reason. We did, I don't know if we did more videos or not, but yeah, it was a sort of a year off, not doing work and things like that. But yes, overall, I think this year's been really good. I think the rebuild is pretty much over, and now I can move on to do other exciting stuff. So it's been a great year, and a big thank you to everyone who has supported the stream show and the YouTube channel in general, and all my crazy ideas that somewhat worked and didn't really work out in the end. The Discord group has been cool too, with the voice chat and that sort of thing too, which has been great. So with the review of, I guess 2019 out of the way, what's going to happen for our 5th year of the channel? We'll be technically moving into a 6th year, I suppose. Um, and what do we do for the new decade? What do we do for the channel? What are the goals? Well, I don't know. I think we'll still hit another, 100,000 views, and we'll do well with subscribers and that. But who knows? We could get another 300 subs. We could get 1,000 subs next year because of the stream show. I have no idea. We don't know what new games are coming out for Nintendo and all that sort of stuff. We know that Animal Crossing is coming out, but we don't really know what that's going to be like. So there's a lot of factors that I don't really know what will happen with the channel. I have to. I think what we'll do is I think the watch time will be really, really high compared to last year, to based on doing all the streams and things like that for next year. But I think that what we'll do is we have to think about making sure that I don't stream too much and I don't suffer burnout and things like that. Trying to grow that small loyal group into a larger group. We'll do reviews and unboxings when we can, because reviews are pretty helpful. In terms of movies and, the long type movies that I do, I think I'm trying to do about 5 next year. Obviously, next year is the 25th anniversary of me doing creative stuff and being a writer, so you'll see some news on that front. I have also too that I will be reviewing and looking into the future of the Canberra Nintendo Ninja Club. I'm not too sure if there's really a big future to it. We thought about doing monthly meetups and all that sort of stuff, but I'm not too sure the numbers are there now, and I don't know if there's a real there's a real big point to it now in terms of even if you do monthly meetups, I don't know if enough people are going to turn up or not. And Canberra's a really small place. You know, it's a really tiny, tiny little area. And I'm not too sure if that's even sort of worth it. I think we'll do real life events, but it's going to be like maybe every 3 or 4 months, where like special events where we meet up at GammaCon, or we have an event maybe at a store or something like that, you know, or in a public area or something like that. But I think having a group that sort of regularly um, meets up once a fortnight, once a month, I think is unrealistic. Because I think that people might turn up for the first few months and then they won't turn up because they say, well, you know, the days of the 3DS is gone. I can play the Switch online with friends and things like that. Trying to find a location in Canberra is a bit difficult too. I live right at the top of Canberra, where trying to get everyone to come together to the same spot is going to be tough. You know, even going to the middle of Canberra, you know, same thing with Sydney and Melbourne. There were people that live way out on the west or the east or north or south, and that makes it hard with public transport on the weekends and things like that. So there's going to be some issues there. So do I keep the Nintendo Ninja Gaming page open? I don't know. Do I make a new Facebook group? That sort of makes a lot of sense. I'm not too sure myself. Um, I think one of the things that's worked is the alerts group. You know, having discussions with people with the alerts group and things like that. And I think Messenger might be the way to go in terms of getting people involved and working things out. So that might be something to do. And also getting people to move over to Discord and to YouTube and things like that. So if I do make any sort of advertising type stuff, then I think it's going to be for Nintendo Ninja News, and we can do things like that, which I think is an interesting thing. So I have to have a bit of a think about that type of thing, and work out um, what to do with that. But I think next year's goals are pretty clear. Seeing that the rebuild is over, we just keep doing streams, we keep doing videos. I think the NNN show will continue to be more important for watch time, because I can't just keep doing streams every day. So we could get more people watching the NNN show, because it normally goes for 10 minutes. I've gone way over 10 minutes, getting towards the 13-minute mark, but it means that it's helpful that I can do pre-recorded stuff and I can rely on people to watch the whole video. Don't just watch the first 2 minutes, because that's just not really useful. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Now, in terms of, um, you know, getting the channel to be monetized, I think that is very possible that it can happen next year. I think next year is going to be the year that it happens for 2020. Maybe the first 6 months, maybe the second 6 months. I don't know. But it is going to be really interesting to see when it happens. But we are making some big gallops. We're sort of like a speedy car at the moment, sort of making a lot of inroads on that because of the stream show and all the subscribers that we've gotten. We've nearly gotten 100 in the past month, which is huge. So in terms of financial stuff that we need to do, like upgrades to the room, I think that the setup that we've got is okay. One day I want to get rid of this bulky thing and do a microphone, natural, where it sort of comes down here or up above or something like that, where I can sort of clip on the side of the desk and do things like that. I probably want to fix up the monitor screen, maybe get a slightly bigger one. And the desk here is too narrow. Makes it hard to fit everything on the desk, where you put the laptop and, you know, even a book and a drink, all the space is taken up. So that makes it tough. So there's a few little things that we can upgrade and work off. So that's going to be a challenge as well. So there's definitely some small, tiny things that we can work and upgrade on, and you know, fingers crossed that we can make that work. But I will probably make a list of those things in terms of what needs to happen, in terms of upgrades and things like that. But it's going to be interesting to see what will happen with the Nintendo Ninja News next year. And a big thank you to all the supporters and people who have watched me um, over the last, 4.5, 5 years. It's been an amazing ride. So a big thanks to everyone too. So we'll see what happens next year. I've got some ideas here and there, and it's going to be really, really cool to have everyone on board, and we'll see how big the stream show and the channel is. So the sky's the limit, as they say. So that is it for me, and I shall see you later on.